I'm Jake.
And I'm Mary.
And we are the Broads of Bourbon. Today we have a lovely, lovely bottle from our friends at Onyx and Amber, which kind of sounds like two strippers, but I can assure you they're not. A little bit about them. They are an NDP, which means they're a non-distilling producer, which means they don't really make their own, but they source a lot of great whiskey. We have a American whiskey, aka a light whiskey,
AKA a future Whiskey Slickers release.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. A lot of fun things with American whiskey compared to bourbon, rye, and wheat. Light whiskey or American whiskey, they don't have a lot of rules that like bourbon, rye, and wheats have to them. So they can go into the barrel above 125 proof, and they're usually a lot higher corn mash bill, like 99% corn, 1% malted barley. They came about kind of in the 60s as like an answer to like vodka and other like spirits coming in. Basically, they're heaters, all right? They're not aged usually in like a freshly charred oak barrel like bourbons and ryes would be. They're usually aged in an uncharred oak barrel or a previously used barrel. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mary. It's an 18-year?
Yes.
So 18-year light whiskey that was then finished in a 15-year BuffTurkey barrel. BuffTurkey, for those who don't know, basically back in like 2009, 2010-ish, Wild Turkey was expanding. Buffalo Trace at the time made the Wild Turkey mash bill for them with their own grains and yeast, and then gave the distillate to Wild Turkey to age themselves. After a long period of time, roughly 14 years, Wild Turkey tried it and they said it was really good, but it didn't hit their Wild Turkey brand tasting notes that the brand is known for. So what ended up happening is that all of these barrels were then sold off to other NDPs, and many of these bottles sold at like a minimum for like $250 all the way up to like $2,500 per bottle.
As of a couple months ago in secondary.
So they were definitely taterful. People were fiending over them. And who wouldn't, okay? It's like two of the best distilleries kind of coming together to create God's favorite liquid.
A lot of really fun stuff happening here. So a little bit more about Onyx and Amber.
Then the owner,
he really wanted to embody those nostalgic sippers we had 5 past years ago when you could get the older whiskeys. When you could go to Total Wine or Liquor Lineup, wherever you were, and get a 10 to 12 year distillate on the shelf, no problem.
And not spend $3,000 on a bottle.
Then
it was about the nostalgia, but he was also making sure that people could get stuff at a reasonable price point. You weren't gouging people. He also didn't want to distill. He wanted to make the experience just super fun and amazing for folks that wanted to come in and pick a delicious barrel that he personally tasted and curated and brought in for folks to pick for their store, their restaurant, their whiskey club. So I think he's got a really good business model. He's doing a lot of really awesome stuff. I've tried quite a few of his barrels. He's got a lot of gems. I know he's in at Steelbox, he's in Matsuhitsu, in Cherry Creek. He's getting out there. We appreciate this dude a lot, and we appreciate that he's in it for taste and the nostalgia of having a really good barrel pick. Doesn't matter where it comes from.
Does not matter. One of our favorite brands, Smoke Wagon, they got big just because the guy has a good palate and he knows how to source.
Oh, he sourced a lot from MGP, but he knows how to blend.
He knows how to blend too. So there's nothing wrong with not making it yourself as long as you know exactly what tastes good and what people like. That's half the battle.
Half of it.
And in this case, it's going to be 100% of the battle. All right? It's hard to pick good.
It is.
It is time to de-wax and uncork this lovely bottle. We're going to take a short commercial break. Now that the wax has been removed, we are going to uncork it and pour some of the whiskey. Yeah?
Yeah. Then just so y'all know, this is 143.5 proof. Yeah. So this is a hazmat. It is a proof sedace, and it is very potent. Be prepared. I don't want your wig to fringe from the heat of this bottle.
So like we said, ladies and gentlemen, this is 143.5 proof. This is what we in the biz would call hazmat. Not for the faint of heart. So right off the nose, definitely high corn, but it almost smells more like a...
Don't put your nose too high into that. That'll burn your nose hairs right off.
It almost smells kind of like a wine to me.
Yeah, they always come off really sweet to me. If you
Sweet
think about
and dry, like a dry white wine.
With this, above 125, used barrel, non-char, either or both, whatever, that second use has a different chemical profile than a fresh char would be for bourbon. And so even though this has that corn component to it, it's still not going to have the same chemical reaction with that barrel. Hence why you get this profile, which I actually really like it. I dig it.
It smells beautiful.
It smells really good. It's a very sweet smelling deliciousness that doesn't come off like a corn bourbon.
No. I mean, you could get hammered just off the fumes.
You could.
I'm still just obsessed with smelling this. It's completely different from like a bourbon rye nose. Like,
it's just such a sweet, delicious.
It's a lovely change of pace is what I'd say. Now, 145.3, I didn't pour a ton.
143.5.
43.5. Oopsie daisy, see the fumes have already gotten to me.
Yeah, they've already gotten to your brain, shrinking it.
It just smells lovely. All right.
Do it again, Chris. Boop. So I have nose dove deep into this. I've sipped it. I have sipped again. And this is a sweet, sweet baby. Sweet baby.
Heat. Sweet baby Ray. That is
sweet heat.
Good
lightning.
Lord, Jandis.
Jake, tell us more about this whiskey.
Wowza.
How are you feeling?
Wowza is all I have to say. American whiskey, light whiskey, whatever you want to call it. It's not really my wheelhouse. I haven't had a ton. I think Bull Run is one of the main distilleries that I've had that is considered like an American or white whiskey.
The Run.
Also delicious. I think this is right up there with them. This is lovely. It's very fruity. It tastes like fresh fruit. I wouldn't call it like a candied or like a dried fruit to me.
Like a bouquet.
This is giving me like a champagne and strawberries vibe. Not necessarily on the flavor, but just like the overall experience. Like this is light and fruity and sweet and nice. I'm not getting like the bourbon notes of like vanilla, rice spice, all that jazz. For 143.5 proof, this is deceptively smooth. You could tell it's a high proof. It's a heater. But it's not like smooth would be the cliche thing to say. Almost kind of like a strawberry hubba bubba thing going on here. Like there's a slight strawberry bubblegum flavor happening. It's really cool.
When I do barrel picks, I always have to make sure that I swallow. Shut up. Only because if you have a barrel pick and it has a good mouthfeel and you don't actually drink it, you can tell if it gives you heartburn and like burns on the way down. This being something high proof does not burn on the way down. It's just a smooth, delicious, sweet sipper. And yeah, he's right. Strawberries and champagne. I do get a little bit of that dessert wine-esque to it, even though it was not finished in a wine barrel like most of the ones we have done.
It was not.
Have been. Usually that's what they do. They get like this older light whiskey. They'll finish it in a beautiful Pinot Noir, a Cabernet, something like that really just brings out that stone fruit, ripe fruit kind of essence. In this case, the finish that we have is BuffTurkey.
Which is so weird because like you don't get like stereotypical bourbon notes off this.
You still just get a sweetness.
You're not getting like vanilla from like, usually you have like a barrel finished beer or something, and what it takes in is like that vanilla bourbony flavor.
Yeah, but
this
it's almost
doesn't
like,
have that.
It's almost just like that barrel came in and it brought in that older style of the vanilla and the complexity of an older style Kentucky whiskey.
Well, I'm not getting the vanilla.
You're not, but I think that's what it did, is it sweetened the secondary barrel. It gave it some sweetness. I mean, I'm really loving it though. Like the light whiskeys have been my jam. This will have been my 5th light whiskey pick.
She can count to 5, ladies and gentlemen.
I can, but yes. The other ones were finished in wine barrels. One of them was straight up 13-year, and then this one 18-year finished in a BuffTurkey. And I have no regrets, personally.
Kissed by a Rose, truly.
Do you want to rate it?
I would love to rate this.
Let's rate this.
I'm impressed. This is super tasty. It'll get you absolutely obliterated if you have a lot of it. 143.5. That's a high proof to be drinking. But like the notes you get from it, like the flavor profile, it's delicious. It comes off like a champagne, strawberry, hubba bubba, like bubblegummy kind of flavor to me. It's lovely. It's light.
What a joy. What a joy.
Pure joy. And for that reason, smack the wig off me.
Oh my God.
This is good.
You like it?
This is really good.
He likes it.
I would write home about this. A handwritten letter to my wife. My love, the winters are cold here, but this whiskey warms me thoroughly. You know, like one of those old-timey letters.
Yeah.
Quill and ink.
And
Pony
this
Express.
would be the whiskey that warmed you thoroughly.
This is fantastic.
You could also use this to probably power a vehicle.
Disinfect wounds. Like, it's
Yeah.
multi-purpose, really. When you dive into it, not only does it taste good, it'll get rid of gangrene, probably.
I mean, we could light it on fire right now, but I really don't want to do that. 'Cause I don't wanna burn this
It'll
fast.
power a Prius, for sure. Smack the wig off me, dude. That's a 5 out of 5. That's a good bottle.
I think that, like, I want to combine words just because I think it's so much fun, which makes this an even higher average. It gets you smacked. It smacks the wig off, but I'm just going for the it gets you smacked, but there's no ed. Cheers, y'all. You have nothing left. Wait.
Nah. Oh.
Ah, little drapple dapple.